It's the Garnet Trust Hour on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5. The Game.
O'clock on your Thursday morning. Welcome in. It is the Garnet Trust Hour here on The Game. Tyler Head and Wes Mitchell along with you as always. Pleased to be joined today by one of the newer faces to South Carolina football, that being Torricelli Simpkins the third. Appreciate you bringing in here. Do we have to include the third? Are you good with just Torricelli? How do you prefer your name to be said?
Torricelli Simpkins the third. Because my dad and my grandpa, they be getting on me, especially my mom. She'd get on me not by saying my name right.
Now, do you have the third on the back of your jersey as well?
Yes, sir.
Very cool.
And it's on the bio. I'm looking at it here, so it's official. Torricelli just transferred in. We were talking a little bit off the air, man. You've been here a few months now. You've been getting settled in. You were telling me it sounded like it's been pretty smooth, but for the people out there listening, how has the adjustment just to, Columbia and the University of South Carolina been for you, man?
It's been great. I'm originally from Aiken, South Carolina, then I moved to Charlotte in about the 10th grade, so I'm used to that Southern hospitality, and ever since I've been here, that's all it's been. Everything's been pretty great. Everything's been pretty good. Been a smooth transition coming from Central. Everybody's accepted me, and now they accept me as family, and I accept them as mine.
Yeah, so I guess this is a little bit of a homecoming for you, Aiken, not that far away. Did you grow up watching South Carolina, watching Clemson? Did you grow up watching the in-states? What was that like to come back and play for? I know you're listed as Charlotte hometown, but really you're getting to play for your home state. How has that part been, man?
It's been a dream come true. I've always dreamed about playing at one of those schools, especially growing up in Aiken, South Carolina. We all wanted to come play for these big schools, and me finally getting that chance is just a dream come true. I'm blessed, and I love it.
Now, were you a fan of Carolina or Clemson growing up?
I was a Carolina fan.
Okay.
That's the right answer.
I was going to say, now, if you grew up a Clemson fan and transferred over to Carolina, that's understandable. But you've been on the right track the entire time, it sounds like.
Yeah, my mom, she actually graduated from one of the native schools of South Carolina. So we've always been Gamecocks.
Very cool.
So I guess talk to us about the portal, man. What was that like to enter and then sort of go through a second recruiting process and just obviously I think the South Carolina interest came pretty quick, I guess, but what was it like just to go through that process, kind of take us through it, how it played out behind the scenes and why you ultimately ended up here in Columbia?
Okay. So it was kind of hard to leave those guys back behind because I was their leader and they're a younger group. And my O-line at North Carolina Central, we got a brotherhood up there. Those guys still text me to this day asking, can I help them with this? How is it up there? What new stuff I've learned? And, I'm always happy to help them. So going into that portal, it was really like a tough decision. But I initially made a decision to do that because I felt like I needed a better opportunity to help me get to the next level, and I felt like going into the portal would help me do that.
And how big of a risk is that from your standpoint, especially coming from FCS, where, you're maybe not getting talked about as much as some of the guys at the Power 5 level that enter their name in the portal? And again, we got 3,000 some odd guys that enter their name in the portal, so you're taking a big risk of putting your name in there and maybe nobody picks you up. How confident were you that you were going to have that opportunity to be seen and be picked up by somebody at that higher level?
I was pretty confident because I knew I could play on any level that I put my mind to because I've been coached hard, I've been coached well, and I've trained, and I know what I can do, and I believe in myself. So me entering the portal, that part, it was just like whoever picks me up, they're going to get a great player. They're going to get somebody that's a family guy that's going to come in and be able to adapt to their culture fast and quick and not cause any problems.
Sorry, go ahead.
The only time I want to cause problems is when I'm on the field against the defense. That's it.
There you go.
Great mindset to have. And so you had several different coaches there. Of course, a couple of guys South Carolina fans are familiar with, Cedric Williams, who played here. And then you were telling me off air, you were coached by Coach Lonnie Teasley, who is now your O-line coach here. How how much did just that comfort level with Coach Teasley? Obviously, it was a great opportunity anyway to come play in the SEC, play for home state school. But I imagine that had to help in terms of feeling good about picking South Carolina. How is your relationship with Coach Teasley and the fact you have a little bit of a background with him to fall back on too?
That was the nail in the coffin, honestly, because having him around after I knew he was a great coach to me my freshman year, because we didn't have a season my freshman year, and he ended up leaving to go here, and like he coached me through that winter. We had like a winter ball, and I felt pretty good being coached by him, and he got me able to play my first ever season. I started the whole season, and he helped me get to that level in order to play. So me knowing that he could coach me while I'm that young, I felt very comfortable coming here and getting coached by him my senior year, so I can make my drive to become the best version of myself, basically. And I really trust him with that, and that helped me make my decision to come here.
And after he left North Carolina Central to come here, what was that relationship between you and him like? How often are you guys communicating back and forth before you decided to ultimately transfer here?
When I left North Carolina Central, he hit me up a couple times. I went on a couple visits before I initially came here and came on a visit. But when I came here to come on a visit, it felt like I needed to be here. It felt like family. It felt like home. So that was just an automatic kick, because that's how I made my first decision to go to North Carolina Central. It had felt like home, felt like family there, and that's just mainly what I look for when I look for in a school. And also, they was close to home. My dad's 45 minutes away. My mom's an hour, so not too far now.
Yeah, no doubt. And so you guys finished up spring practice, I guess, about a month ago. What was it like just kind of getting to be out there and compete against some of your defensive line teammates who, are just really good players in their own right, and a lot of upperclassmen on that side of the ball too. So just going up against Tonka and Boogie and TJ, Monkel, DeAndre Jules, all those guys on a day-to-day basis. You hear like iron sharpens iron. Give us a little bit of insight, if you can, on what those battles were like in the spring.
It's really iron sharpens iron. Those guys are really good, and you got to bring your A game every play. You can't take no plays off. If you're going to play against them, you're going to have to bring your A game every time. And that's what I love about playing up here. You're not going to be able to take a play off. If you're going to take a play off, they're going to show you why you can't take a play off. And going against those guys every day just gets me better. And they've even came up and told me that I'm getting them better. And that's what I love to hear, because I don't want to be the guy that's not getting them better because I'm taking a play off or something. I'm going to give them everything I got every play, because that's just how I play. And I'm going to do it at 110%.
Is there anybody on the D-line that you've developed kind of that little, like, almost friendly rivalry? Is there anybody that you just end up matched up with more than anybody else, and y'all kind of just butt heads and really kind of push each other?
I say Jules. Me and Jules go against each other all the time. We went against each other in board drills. One-on-ones, I think we have the most reps against each other, and like it's always a good match. It's never not to be watched. Everybody wants to watch it, and we're going to put on a show.
I like to ask, especially transfer players that come from, Group of Five or FCS competition to South Carolina, have you had like that definitive, this is the SEC type of moment, maybe going up against one of those guys in practice or in the spring game or something?
I would say, like, my first practice, how everything was going, and we didn't have pads on, but we was playing like we had pads on. So, I mean, I'm kind of used to that, because even at the HBCU level, playing with no pads on, we was always hitting, and it's just college. So, I say probably my SEC moment, I'll probably say the board drills, because like me and Jules, like that was like we go against each other all the time, so we both was trying to give it our A game, and I won. Yeah, I won the board drills, but it was definitely a great battle, and I definitely have fun. I love board drills. It's like my favorite drill.
And I know you haven't played in a game just yet. We're 100 days away from kickoff, by the way, from Old Dominion on August 31st. Just what you've seen in practice, what is the difference in skill level that you see with guys at this level compared to what you've played with before?
I'll say the difference in skill level is just everybody's bigger with the same skill level. You get faster guys, but they're bigger. They're like my size, but they can move more quicker lateral and more shiftier than as you would see in HBCU. Like we got a lot of more smaller guys, but they're still quicker. They're still quick also, but you get it with bigger guys as well. And I felt like they're bigger, stronger, but they can put it all together.
Obviously, we're a few months away, man, from you experiencing Williams-Brice, completely full, the light show, all that stuff. But you got a little taste in the spring game. We always have been asking, especially the transfer guys, what their first experience was like with the spring game at Willie B. It's a little taste of what it's going to be like in the fall. So for you personally, how was that to kind of run out the tunnel and experience that atmosphere a little bit?
I guess you could say that this is also my SEC moment, too, because just walking out there, it was only the spring game, and to have that many fans, that many people want your signatures and stuff, like, I didn't even know they knew me, so it's just like they coming up asking me for my signature. They knew my name. I'm just like, wow. That was really a dream come true, entering that type of atmosphere. That atmosphere was great. Like, I couldn't believe how great that atmosphere was, and because I've honestly never been to a Gamecock game, but I've seen it on TV, and then the waving the white
Sandstorm
is great. I love that part as well. It's just like, how can you not have the most amount of energy coming and playing in front of that?
I'm looking at the schedule from North Carolina Central the past couple seasons. Y'all have gotten to play some pretty notable teams. I went on the road to UCLA a season ago, going back a couple of years now. What are some of the bigger atmospheres that you've gotten the opportunity to be in, and how's that compare to what you've seen so far here at South Carolina?
I would say the UCLA game, the atmosphere wasn't as big as you would think it was. Their fans was a lot there, but a lot of our fans couldn't have been there. It was a very, very far trip. Mm-hmm. But I say probably the biggest atmosphere I played in would be the Celebration Bowl when we played Deion Sanders. That was an amazing, amazing atmosphere. All our fans was there, all their fans was there, and we was going back and forth at it. We ended up coming out victorious, won 41-34 in overtime.
That was his last game at Jackson State, right?
It was his last game. It was a great game, and I had the most fun. Everything was so fun about that game, and we ended up coming out victorious because we believed in everything we could do that day, and I'm glad we ended up coming out victorious that day because we still talk about it to this day.
Was there a moment when you were looking at the other sideline like, holy crap, that's Deion Sanders over there?
I would say probably like when we first got there, like we seen him, but we was there for business.
Yeah,
because it was just like we know we playing against Deion. Like we was looking at them all for like 4 weeks because we had like 4 weeks to prepare for them. So we prepared for them. We already knew what we was coming against, what we was going against, and at that point, he wasn't Deion. He was the enemy.
All right, it is the Garnet Trust Hour. Torricelli Simpkins III hanging out with us on this Thursday. We'll have more coming up right here on the game. Welcome back in. It is the Garnet Trust Hour here on the game. Tyler Head, Wes Mitchell along with you. Torricelli Simpkins III hanging out with us for another segment here. And I talked about this a little bit earlier on, in the show, Torricelli, that, the month of May is the one time of the year where you guys get a little bit of a reprieve, have a little bit of time off. First of all, what have you been doing to give yourself a little bit of break in the month of May, and how ready are you for next week when you jump right back into it?
What have I been doing for this month of May? I've been working out a little bit for the beginning part of May, and then I ended up taking a little break. I went to Miami with my girlfriend. We had a blast. It was fun. It was everything I wanted. Got a little rest in. So it's always good to take that break, just you and your partner just having a good time, and that was pretty good. But ever since we got back, I've been working out, actually down here at the facility, just going in, working out with some of the other guys.
Speaking of the workouts, man, every guy we talk to in here, especially transfers, are like, Luke Day, these workouts are something different. So give us your insights, give us your opinion. What has that been like, kind of just stepping not just into an SEC weight program, but a Luke Day program?
The weight program it's a weight program, and you're going to be in there for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. You're going to work for 2 hours too. They know what they're doing though. They isolate the muscles, and they're going to make sure you get work, and that I respect it. And they're not lying. It's a lot. It can be a lot sometimes, and I haven't failed to complete any workouts, but it's been some times where you gotta think in your mind like, yeah, you want this when you're doing this workout right here.
What is your least favorite workout they have y'all do?
Ooh, I would have to say the push, pull, carry, crawl. You have to push. It depends on the week we're on. But the last week we had, it was 200 yards with your partner. So you got to push your weight 100 yards. Like you got to push a sled.
It's a sled,
yards.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Y'all could do it. Y'all could split it up 50-50. You got to go down first, and then you got to go back. So it's 200 yards altogether. But you can split it up any way you want. You got to push the sled 200 yards, and you got to pull the sled 200 yards. Then you got to carry dumbbells, and they got to be half your weight. You got to carry dumbbells 200 yards. Then you have to crawl with a weighted belt. It's like a weighted belt with chains on it. It's a weighted belt with chains on it. You got to crawl 200 yards with your partner. That's probably my least favorite workout. But everybody says the walking press is really bad. But I actually like the walking press. It's not as bad as everybody says it is. It's a workout. It's like you clean the dumbbells and you have to squat with it, and you have to touch your elbows on your knees. But that's pretty good too.
Well, that's why you're a D1 athlete and we're not.
So I was telling you off air, man, Coach Beamer's bragged on you a little bit, and that's always a good sign, like you said, when the head coach is kind of singling you out for good reasons. But in terms of just maybe making an impact and how you thought the spring went, what has that been like, kind of playing some center, then playing a lot of guard? I think we saw you at guard in the spring game. And for the fans out there, you have a background where you played a lot of center early on, I think, in your career, but then you were telling me you played a lot of guard. Do you care which spot, or is it just, hey, man, I want to find a way to help the team and get on the field?
That's mainly what it is. I want to find a way to help the team and get on the field. Center will always be like my first love. That's where I started it. But right guard is just something it's very fun to me. Like playing guard is not as complicated as playing center to me. And as long as I have a center that I trust beside me, I will gladly play guard. And Vershawn, he's very trustable, and I trust him. So I'm very cool with wherever coach feels me needed at.
And I'm sure you know the issues that this team had with the offensive line last year with the injuries and everything, and brought in a ton of guys, including yourself in the transfer portal this offseason, brought in a couple of highly touted freshmen as well. What's that competition been like through spring practice so far, and what are you expecting through the summer and fall, and kind of trying to hammer out what the starting five is going to look like?
The competition is great. Everybody's competing because everybody wants to play. Everybody loves the game. Everybody wants to be their best version of themselves. And if they want to play on that field, they know they got to bring their A game, and they're going to compete. It's not set in stone who's starting. Everybody has a chance to start. Everybody is fighting for a chance to start. Everybody's giving it their A game every day to get better so they can start. So it's up for grabs who's going to start at certain positions. So I really don't know who's going to start. I just know I'm going to give it my all. If I'm not up there, I know I'll give it my all to be up there.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And so Coach Beamer always tells us, the media people, he's like, there is no depth chart. We're all playing. We're just all competing. He always says, I think he says it like this, it's like a core value of the program, competition is. So how much rotation is there, like just from from practice to practice, in terms of maybe cross training at different positions, or just, hey, this this rep, we're going to let this guy get some time with the ones. Next rep, it may be somebody else. How much were y'all able to kind of work in and out with different combinations this spring?
We did that a lot, actually. Mm-hmm. Every day you didn't know who you was going with. Mm-hmm. It could possibly be me at center, Vili at tackle. Mm-hmm. It could be me at guard, Vili at center, or Vili at center, Tro and Kamar at guard, or me at center. Then you could have Mac and is it Marquis, and then you got Tree tackle. So he was throwing a lot of different combinations at us and trying to figure out which ones worked so he can put us together and see if we can make a good drive together. And I felt like doing that also gave guys a chance to show that they can play with certain guys and show that they can play on the field. So I felt like it was a great opportunity when he did that.
Only a couple more minutes here with Torricelli Simpkins III. Away from football, off the field, what are you doing in your free time? How do you like to relax and unwind a little bit?
I say my free time, if nothing football related, I'll probably go get on my game. I play the PlayStation 5. That's my baby.
What are we playing?
Madden,
okay,
or 2K or Call of Duty. And I just started playing this new game. It's not really new. I played it when I was at high school a little bit. It's called Brawlhalla. Okay. And it's a fun game as well.
Now, a lot of guys come in here and say they play Call of Duty. You play with anybody else on the team yet?
Yeah, I play with Jakai Moore. I play with him, and we play zombies. But we played a little bit of the Warzone, too. It was pretty fun. That's my guy. We be he'd invite me over, and we'll go play the Switch. We play Mario Kart and stuff. It'll be me, him, Vili, and Cam Pringle.
I feel like that's the first Brawlhalla we've gotten.
Yeah, I'm already doing.
Hey, everybody else though, seriously, 2K, Madden, Call of Duty, like that's the big three, I think. But so we got to ask, did you opt into the college football 25? I'm guessing so.
Yes, sir. Of course I did. I love football games. I pride myself on football games. I believe I'm the best Madden player to do it. So anytime I get a chance to be in a game, I'm gonna get it. Like, I'm gonna take that opportunity, and if I'm like just getting the chance is just a blessing. So
yeah, it's cool. What's your rating gonna be, you think, man?
Oh,
did they give y'all any feedback on any of this stuff, or it's just like
just put
sign your name and we're gonna send you a free copy?
Free copy.
A little bit of money.
Yeah, that's all they gave us. I'm expecting a smooth 69 or 70. I'm not getting my hopes up. I know how this is going to be.
I appreciate the honesty. That's respectable. Now, there's always the potential that your ratings can increase.
Right.
So, because like in Madden, they change them throughout the season. So there's always a possibility there. So it's a good starting point.
I think that's a good goal, man. Maybe by about week 3 when they do that roster update, and
that's when it's going to go
starting, that they have to raise you up a little bit, right?
Absolutely. Well, Torricelli, we appreciate you hanging out with us. We know you gotta out here, get to some workouts and stuff, but man, we gotta have you back in here another time. This was a great conversation.
Oh yeah, I'd love to come back in here. It was great. I had fun. Great talking to y'all guys.
Well, we're excited that you're here, and we certainly wish you the best of luck this upcoming season.
All right, appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. That's Torricelli Simpkins III. It is the Garnet Trust Hour on your Thursday here on The Game.